Um, I work for an affiliate company. I am a merchandiser, and the sole product of the company I work for is Anheuser-Busch products. So with all this canceling going on, I've never seen such little sales in this past few days on these products. And it's sad because when people don't buy this beer, I don't make money, and I can't feed my family. So it's kind of heartbreaking, I guess, that Anheuser-Busch did what they did. They don't know their clientele. So it's kind of heartbreaking. Thanks, Anheuser-Busch. I may not be able to feed my family coming up here soon.
What is going on, everybody? Wired here. I hope you guys are all having an excellent, wonderful, fantastic day. And once again, we are back to the Budlight Anheuser-Busch fiasco, where things just keep getting worse and worse for them. Since they have decided to go woke, embrace the woke leftist agenda, alienate their entire audience, they have seen huge market crashes in their stock, going down as far as 26 to 27%, depending on who is reporting of it, just within the past month. And it doesn't look like anything is getting any better for them since they have sponsored Dylan Mulvaney. Now, I've covered this a little bit in previous videos where they are between a rock and a hard place. They don't know what to do. If they go out there and say, listen, this was a big marketing mistake by us. We never should have put Dylan up on this platform. They're going to alienate the left and all of the new customers they were so hopeful to get. If they come out and they say nothing, as they've been doing, the right and the moderates are not letting go of this boycott, and they are suffering week by week for it. We've seen a drop from 7% to 11% to 17%, now reportedly to 26%, and it's getting so bad that it is being reported that Bud Light is at risk of losing its status as the top-selling beer in the U.S., says industry experts, as sales tumble 26% amid the Lord Voldemort backlash. This is absolutely huge news, absolutely terrifying for the company. People over at Miller and Coors, they're cracking beers and they're chugging them down in the break room, or so I assume. I don't want to say that, allegedly though. I would be if I was working there. And now we know Bud Light could lose its status as the top-selling U.S. beer brand. Modelo Especial is the number 2 brand and could gain the crown if Bud's sales slip, and they have been slipping. Last year, Bud Light store sales were $4.8 billion versus $3.75 billion for Modelo Especial. A beer industry expert said that Bud Light is in danger of losing its status as the country's top-selling beer if sales of the product continue to plunge in the wake of controversy over the brand's partnership with trans influencer Lord Voldemort. Weeks after the controversy first emerged, a month after now, in fact, in-store sales of Bud Light were down 26% from 1 year ago for the week ended April 22nd, according to industry data reported by Beer Business Daily. Now, I covered this a little bit yesterday. They've actually come out and they've tried to pad this a little bit. They're saying, oh, this is not really the fault of Dylan. This is more of the fault of, the war in Ukraine, the whole thing with Russia. And now I'm not going to say that hasn't impacted sales at all, as I'm sure it has affected it somewhat. It'd be foolish to think that that doesn't impact it a little bit. However, this is really this huge market dip that we've seen just over the past month has nothing to do with that. That would have been going on for almost a year now, a little over a year now, I believe. So don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them fool you. This is all their own doing, and don't buy their beer unless they're going to actually issue an apology, which I think at this point is way too little, way too late. Get woke, go broke. While Bud Light is still the best-selling beer brand in the country, if parent company Anheuser-Busch can't reverse the decline in sales, then Bud Light is in serious trouble this year, industry expert Bump Williams told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I think it runs the risk of losing that number 1 position at the end of the calendar year 2023 to Modelo Especial, said Williams. According to Williams, last year, $4.8 billion worth of Bud Light was sold in stores, making it the top U.S. beer brand, followed by Modelo Especial with $3.75 billion and Michelob Ultra with $3.3 billion. And we can see the graphs right here. Here's Bud Light, here's Modelo, Michelob Ultra, Coors Light, Corona, you know, Miller Lite. Obviously, Bud Light is the king, or at least they were the king. It's not looking so good anymore since they've lost 27% of their market value. That's probably right around the number. I'm not a mathematician here, but what's 27% of 4.8 billion? It would drop them lower than the second one at least. They're actually at risk of being overtaken by Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra is owned by Bud Light parent company Anheuser-Busch InBev, while Modelo is brewed in Mexico under AB InBev ownership. Meanwhile, Molson Coors brands Coors Light and Miller Lite ranked number 4 and 6 in sales respectively last year, according to data Williams shared with DailyMail.com. Corona ranked 5th. All those figures are for in-store sales only and do not include sales at restaurants and bars. All right, that's interesting because their restaurant and bar sales are also down. People are not buying this product because people cannot move this product. Even if you have the most wokety-woke bartender there possibly could be, and they want to support this brand, if nobody's going to buy it, they are not going to stock it. That's simple. However, he speculated that its defections from Bud Light will continue, and all those customers were to instead choose Coors Light or Miller Lite. Then the space could conceivably become a much more competitive three-way race. 100% agree. Williams also told the Post-Dispatch that he was beginning to see other Anheuser-Busch brands suffering from what is known as a negative halo effect, with the controversy from Bud Light spilling over. Of course, as more people get aware of the other companies that are under this branch of Anheuser-Busch, people are not going to buy them. I also think that's what's happening now, is that anybody that is a Bud Light drinker and switches to Michelob Ultra because they don't want to be seen holding a Bud Light, someone down at the bar is going to say, hey buddy, that's an Anheuser-Busch product you're holding. Again, and they don't want the negative stigma from that. Doesn't look too good for them. The controversy first emerged, yada, yada, yada. We know about that. Fans erupted, Kid Rock. A lot of people have come on and said they're not buying this brand anymore. Sales were down 21.1% in the prior week, while competitors Coors Light and Miller Lite saw consumers turning to their brands as both have had an increase in sales. So far this year, Bud Light volumes are down 8%. We also know that they fired 2 marketing executives, and they have released this Our Responsibility to America, blah, 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 where they pretty much just say, listen, we have people working here. You need to keep buying our product because we don't want to lay people off. And while I 100% agree with that, I don't want to see Americans get laid off in their jobs. That's not an apology. That's not really a response. If you really cared about your workers the way you say you did, then you would fix this problem, or at least attempt to push back, say something about this. You're obviously not that concerned. Or maybe you just have no clue what you're possibly doing, which I can't even see being possible because these are the people who brought us the Clydesdale horses, the Budweiser frogs. They've had the real men of genius. They've had very iconic brands. They've been very successful with marketing. And then you hire Alyssa Heinerschneit, a woke, woke person, marketing exec, comes in from college drinking Bud Light out of condoms and is now saying that even though she was fratty back in her day, now it's not okay to be. This story is absolutely fascinating, but as you can see, Bud, terrible response, marketing exec fired, obviously terrible person to sponsor. Sales are plummeting while Coors and Miller are rising to the top. And they are panicking. They still don't know what to do. I'm going to keep covering this story. I love watching the collapse of this company. I think it's absolutely fascinating. It's absolutely fantastic. And keep voting with your wallets. Tell these woke corporations, we are not going to take it anymore. I don't want to see women erased. I want women to have safe spaces. I don't want woke identity politics to be inserted into every company. And if you want that, then vote with your wallet and say, this is enough. No more of these products. That's all I got for you right now. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out with the algorithm. I really appreciate you all listening this long. And I will catch you all in the next one. Later.